What's going on, guys? We are back, and oh my god, we have a sick episode for you guys today. We have the boys here. We have Jurin, we have Mo. Unfortunately, Indy couldn't be with us today because he's still stuck in Heathrow. They're not letting him back into the country because of his bad photo, unfortunately. So until he redeems himself, he'll be back in. So until then,
Yeah.
guys, it's just us three, man.
Bro, you haven't even found a comp yet. You're starting to rent
Trust
Indie
me.
already.
Indy told us we're
Fucking
allowed.
now.
He said we're allowed. He gave us authorization. We can do it. But
Oh,
anyways, guys, we're
days.
gonna talk about Worlds 2024. It was probably the best Worlds I've ever seen in my fucking entire life of watching powerlifting. Honestly, hands down, it was one of the best I've ever seen. Every weight class was sick. Obviously, there was a lot of moments that we're never ever gonna forget, including this piece of shit right here in front of us. But we'll get to that point later. But yeah, boys, like obviously, and we don't want to make this a like super long one for you guys. I don't want you guys to get bored, so we're gonna make it very brief. We're gonna make it very entertaining. Let's just kick it off, guys, with the 47s. Who
Well,
wants
actually, I had a quick question because I wanted to say this until we start the podcast, right? I was thinking after like midway through Worlds, I want to get everyone's opinion. Which was more exciting to watch, Sheffield or IPF Worlds this year?
Worlds? Hands down, Worlds. Hands
Worlds.
Bro,
down.
word. Not because I was there, but word was just, yeah, it was a different. This world was just different. Yes.
I think with
So
all the
that,
Americans coming in, that was like
Yeah.
obviously that was an
Yeah.
incentive as well to like watch it. Obviously, everyone was
Yeah.
waiting to see Bob Matthews, Perks, etc. But
Yeah.
just the way everything panned out, man, it was just so sick to watch. Hands
that's
down,
fair.
Sheffield by a mile, by a mile.
Yeah. And
And
then
the reason why
because
I asked
it,
that, yeah,
done.
the reason why I asked that is because I know everyone's pretty worried about Sheffield taking away from IPF Worlds and making IPF Worlds become a stepping stone, basically. And I saw like even what's the name of that abs powerlifting? They were trying to say, oh, IPF Worlds is nothing more than a stepping stone for Sheffield now. But after watching IPF Worlds this year and knowing that the competition will keep on getting better and more stacked, I think they're two different beasts. It's a case of IPF Worlds will always be IPF Worlds. Nothing can trump that.
100%. To me, right, one thing that I was there, there's one thing that made me proud and I loved is the fact that we didn't get the storyline where people were saying, oh, this person after the first or second deadlift, they win and they pass on the third and say for Sheffield. Every single, apart from Evie, because she's a different league, every single other lifter that stepped on the platform, everyone, they put everything they had on the line. No one can come and say, oh, my one was easy. Fuck no. Do you know what I mean? Everyone put everything they had on the line. That was scaring me because I was thinking that would make World a little bit boring. But come on, like, guys, look at the show we had. So yeah, hands down World to me. This year is World.
All right, that's good, man.
Every
All right, let's get into the reviews.
and also every country was on a mad one. Like every country was representing like max, which was sick to see, man. You don't really see that too much, but this was good, man. This was really really good.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah.
boys, 47s. Mo, kick off for me, man. So we
I
had
yeah.
yeah. No,
I
go on.
mean, it was a masterclass on Tiffany Chapon. That was the main storyline. I mean, it was ballsy. She went for the squat world record on the second attempt, which was insane. And then, well, obviously she had a bit of misfortune on I believe, was it the deadlifts, and then she missed her last bench also. But still, the performance was amazing, and it was also really nice to finally see someone come on the IPF stage that could load for the win against Tiffany Chiffon, which was just Jessica Espinal. And then obviously a very unfortunate event with Vicky from Australia, who would have given the Canadian lifter a big challenge if she hadn't bombed out on the bench step, which is another, that's a lot of the drama we can get into like maybe in another podcast because that's a long one. But overall, perfect execution from Tiffany Chapon. Jessica Epstein also put up an amazing fight. She's young. She's going to be back. I mean, they're the same age, which is insane. And then obviously the Canadian lifter just locked in the third. I know all three of them will be going to China.
I think for me, right, again, when Tiff opened with 157, I was like, oh shit, she's doing a French move right here. Two lift. You know what I mean? Two lift, and that's it, I win on my second lift. But then again, we saw her coming out for that third, which was 165.5. I was just like, fuck me, man, this girl. That's £5,000 at Sheffield. Literally.
Twice.
Twice, bro. Do you know what I mean? Again, as Mo said, like, again, she's 20, what, she's 23 years old, full-time world champion, and she's still a junior. Full-time world champion as a junior. Do you know what I mean? See, people talking about outliers, if she's not one of them, I don't know who else is. Do you know, and then as we said, Jess, I spent some time with Jess at World, literally, what a wonderful human being. Literally, she gave it all she had, you know, and that last deadlift was just unlucky, and then she couldn't get it. But again, you can see the potential is there for the future. I even said this to her. She's definitely a future world champion, that girl. You
100%.
can see it, you know, and Aurelie was amazing, you know, the Canadian. I know she missed her last deadlift, but still, it was just like them three, just looking at them thinking, wow, 47 never used to be like this, you know. But everyone now, they're literally pushing each other, which is wonderful. And the world record has been total has been pushed to 433 kilos. So yeah, but
I
who
know
else?
Mo said, I know Mo said that we obviously this is for another day we can speak about it because there's so much to talk about this, right? We can
So much drama with the judging.
it's there is a lot, right? Obviously, don't want to go too much into depth, right? But Jurin, you being there, I don't know if you well, I don't know if you saw it in person or anything like that, but was it different seeing it in person as it was to see it on the stream in terms
Oh,
of
100%, 100%. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, right? Her bench literally was stolen from her. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? People might not like this coming from me, but come on, it was stolen from her. You know, we saw some of the bench calls that were given, and you're just sitting there thinking, what? You know, and then I'm comparing her to Yuki. Literally, I even said to Yuki at World, I was like, look, they just disqualified the wrong Australian. Literally, you know, with her, if she didn't get all our bench, she was challenging the top three. But with Yuki, they got him go through. He was in B group. He couldn't challenge the top. They just disqualified the wrong Australian. Literally, you know. But yeah, as I said, like to me, I think that bench was stolen, and I don't care what people think. But yeah, that's how I stand with this bench roll shit.
but yeah, that would be for another day anyways. We can get so much into depth. Hopefully we
Yeah.
don't fucking well Jurin, you need to be careful what you say now as a world champion. You might get
Trust me, bro.
fucking
You've got some.
yeah,
You've got too much line on the
got to,
line now.
you might have to
Well,
replace Jurin now and bring someone into the pod, man, because
Uh,
bad. But guys, the way we're gonna do this, anyways, to all of our listeners, we're not gonna be doing like every weight cut in the females. We're gonna mix and match it. So we're gonna do females, men. That's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna jump into the 59s. I mean, everyone knew what was gonna happen in the 59 class in terms of who was gonna win it. But in terms of second and thirds, like it was a bit
surprising. It was amazing.
for that coming, yeah, 100%. Like Wasker, different class, man. Absolutely, that guy.
yeah, I
He's
mean,
different gravy,
if
that guy, man. He's too fucking solid. Literally had a great day. What
the
day?
thing what Waska's done is fun enough, he didn't add nothing to his total compared to what he did at PA. He just replicated the same performance he did at PA at World, you know, and those kind of performances so hard to replicate, especially at the world stage, you know, in terms of like the judging, the speed of the meet, you know, and he had to fly in his 59 and all of that. To me, literally, when I saw that, I think some people always think about, oh, we go there, we are determined, we have a plan in place, but we look at our fellow lifters, sometimes we are inspired, you know, by what they've been able to achieve on that platform. And he was the first one to come out and do it. And when he did it, all of us watching was like, oh shit, it's doable. Do you know what I mean? So we can do it. So yeah, to me, like I give him a lot of props. Literally, what 637 kilos. The world champion is going to Sheffield again, and I keep on saying this. This is probably another podcast we have to do. That 59 world record, it need to be adjusted because it's not fair on the 59s. You know what I mean? No matter who hear me, who I'm gonna hear or comment what I'm saying, it's not fair. It's fucking ridiculous. And I have all faith in the world that Waska will break it one day. It's not gonna be at this coming Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? That thing is fucking too much. Waska had to go like RP 10 to just get a 95%. Do you know what I mean? How fair is that? So yeah, that's another story for another day. But again, The Garcia surprised me. Antoine Garcia. I was shocked.
Antoine
I was
did
yeah.
amazingly well. In fact,
That's
I was beyond shocked once I saw his squats. I was like, "Well, where's this coming from?" It's insane.
exactly. When I saw that squat, even when he went for like 260 deadlift, I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is happening here? Do you know what I mean? So we were expecting Ivan to come in solid,
yes,
solid second. I think every single preview put Ivan in second, but you see what Antoine Garcia did, and he was just incredible. And of course, our boy Ishak, my boy, that
unlucky.
deadlift, that deadlift world
Unfortunately with his
record.
squat, this first squat, I mean, it wasn't the greatest start.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it
But
together.
That
listen,
took, yeah,
God, he had to pull for the world record. Do you know what I mean? In
yeah.
terms of like the deadlift, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. But he had a good one, a good
Honestly,
time.
I reckon, hands down, right? I'm being brutally honest here. I reckon if he relaxed and he didn't scream for about 10 minutes before his lift, I reckon he would have got that lift.
He was going off though.
He sounded like a dinosaur. It was like an episode of Jurassic Park. Honestly, he's like, oh, I was like, fucking hell, what is that, bro? It was wild.
But did you just say sound like a dinosaur?
He
Oh
did.
my
He sounded
days.
like Jurassic Park. I even said
Oh
to
my.
him, I was like, Jesus Christ, if he didn't shut
Oh,
up and just chilled for a bit, I think he would have like saved a bit of energy and would have got that lift.
I think the
yeah,
most important thing was not missing that opener squat because I think that opener squat cost him a lot in this competition,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it did.
especially in the
Yeah,
situation where Ivan was. And I think if he was a lot closer, he would have forced Ivan to be more risky in this play.
yeah.
And I
yeah.
think he made it comfortable for Ivan just to pull and lock the win in. But I
Um,
mean, he's going 66, so the future's bright.
yeah, yeah.
Last competition now, 59, going to the
Five.
66.
You did well. You did well. You know what I mean? 582.5. As a 66, he has his strength. When he add a little bit of mass and all of that, we know he's a big puller. As a
Hmm.
66, he will be putting 300 kilos. Do you know what I mean? He will be able to reach that. And yeah, the future is bright for him. So remember, he's only been a senior for how many years? Was it two?
Well, it's the
Two,
second year
three
now going,
years?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the future is bright for him.
All right.
Okay.
Choose the Evie show.
The EV
Well,
show,
he
basically.
was already talking about us before we started off the podcast, so you might as well lead this one.
I mean, this is the Evie Corrigan class until Evie decided saying, I'm done powerlifting, then someone else will win. You know what I mean? Simple. We were there watching it. I'm telling you, right? It's so disgusting to watch. It's really disgusting to watch Evie compete. Because all of us were in the audience, we were just thinking, what's the point? What is the point? But what is the point? The reality is, Evie squat, second squat, one bench and one deadlift, she's a world champion. Who does that? Even Jesus can't do that.
It is wild.
Do you know what I mean? And then the way Evie squats, I was talking to Jason about this. The way she squats is the most disgusting squat you've ever seen. But then
You're not
again,
mad. Bro, there are a
but
long list of French athletes that can top that.
no. But because the way Evie squat, when you see her, you're thinking, oh my god, she's gonna fold. And the next thing you see, it moves at an RPE 2. You just
Oh,
thinking, how the
dude.
fuck? How is that
Oh, dude.
possible?
It's the
She
leverages,
has
isn't it? She's got long ass
Oh,
femurs.
she has so much power. It's unbelievable. Look, if I can talk about Evie, I'll talk about Evie the whole podcast. But anyway, kudos to her. She won world with 477 kilo point five, but no taking her last deadlift as always. Right? Just telling you guys where her strength level is. So that was literally, remember, the world record is, I think it's 481. And if she had pulled that last deadlift, which she had in her, she would have smashed that world record. So why smash it where she can save £5,000 at Sheffield? She's a true outlier right there. Out of everybody that lifted that world, to me, that's a true outlier. And of
Everybody's an
course,
outlier now.
trust me. And then of course, and again, I mean, I'm sure everyone will say Plune Decker's performance trumped
100%.
the rest of these 52s. Yes, we knew Megan Lee Smith will come in strong and Megan Herbert will come in strong, but Herbert was just unlucky on her squat. She just came out with one squat. She was really unlucky on that one.
Same with the bench, I believe, also, and then the
Yeah,
last deadlift also.
yeah, the last deadlift she missed her last bench. But again, I think a lot of people are saying, even Russ said this, like, this is the world championship. You miss one lift, you pay for it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost you have to be perfect at world for you to have a performance. But what Plum Decker did to me is just incredible. She broke that world record squat twice. She loaded on the second and she loaded on the third, and of course she clinched her ticket to the World Games, which is fantastic. And of course there is that Megan Lee Smith there, but it's just Naomi, which is unfortunate. Just we've seen the way her strength declined surprised me a lot, because when you see even that squat, she only got one squat. 165 is something Naomi should be flying with, because she's a 170 squatter. So I wonder what happened with her in terms of training or life, just commitment. I have no idea. But yeah, to see her placing fourth, it was surprising to me, because I was not expecting her to be fourth. I was expecting her to be in the top three. But Plum just blew it out of the way. So yeah, it's fantastic to see things like that.
Right. Same. I think we'll go 66. I think the 52s was an amazing battle. Honestly, Plume Deckers was the star of that show. I mean, Evie was amazing, but Evie is amazing. She's been amazing since day one. As soon as she stepped into this weight class, she's basically been the queen of the weight class, and you could argue almost becoming one of the queen of the sports. But Plume Deckers was amazing, and she put in a great performance. And also a massive shout out to Farid for Hannah. That world record deadlift was too easy.
No,
I
that
mean,
was
load it up next
that
time.
was disgusting, bro.
Load it up next time, please. I don't know why you're holding back so much. That was it.
Guys, 66s. This one was insane. Obviously, before the 83s was even a thing at this point, 66s was the class that everyone was talking about. Is anyone going to be able to beat this? Is anyone going to be able to top this performance? Because this was by far, at that point, probably the best fucking show that we've had in a very, very long time. It was fucking sensational. Obviously, we had Pana, Jonathan Garcia, we had Kyoto. No one even was talking about the guy that won it at this point as well. People
Oh,
knew,
Kasim Sang.
yeah,
I mentioned Kasim Sang. I said he was a wild horse. He could pull and win the whole thing, but you never
in
know
terms of
with
the
Kasim.
previews and everyone, no one really had him up there, right? Everyone was like, right,
No, because he's
this is
not
what I mean,
performed yet.
right? Well, oh my god, I don't even know where to start with this one, honestly, because that final pull was just ridiculous. But before we even get to that, like, what did you guys think? And we'll get to that bit at the end, anyway.
I mean, personally, let me just say my two takes on this one, right? I think this is the only weight class that the top three all finish with the same total, but body weight.
Yeah,
That's how these positions were won, which is disgusting. That just show you how fierce
That's
this
good.
battle was. I mean, again, Pana was injured like a couple of weeks ago. That's why, when we did the preview, we were wondering, why is Pana not posting? Why is Pana not doing that? Because he knew he was in trouble. But then Pana being Pana, when he turned up to a meet like this, if he were to grind a deadlift, he had to grind. Me, what surprised me the most, even I spoke to him, he said, when I saw your 270 open a deadlift, I was expecting Pana to pull 290, because he always win his meet on the second
On the
deadlift.
second attempt, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But when I saw the 285, that shocked me. That shocked me. I was like, Panama lose. Because if he low 285, that means he's literally banking on that third pull, which is probably doesn't have. Do you know what I mean? And again, it was a great comp. Of course, our boy Joey went in, did what he had to do on that big group. Again, he took. I mean, he got a PB, 2.5 kilo PB. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, he got to have to celebrate that one. So I think he placed third. He was nominated 13 and he placed 13, isn't it?
Nice. So defending this position.
But he didn't bomb out. So yeah, take it home. So yeah, it was exciting to watch, especially the top dogs. But to me, it's like what Kasamsan did is like the man is rude.
I think before we get to him, right, we do need to, because I've listened to the recap, I've listened to two white lights. No one's spoken about Joe Jordan, right? This is one thing that I
He
want to
looked
mention.
amazing.
Joe Jordan, this was the best he's looked in a
Yep.
very long time, right? Because with him, right, it's so frustrating. Because I messaged him as well out of anger, because I love the sport, and when I see his training, I'm like, he looks ready, right? But then on the day, it just never falls together. Kind of like you, Jurin, like back in the days where your training was always sensational, and then you'd fuck it all up. It's so annoying.
At least me and Joe Jordan do fun competitions. You know what I mean?
I'm 5 weeks out, thank you. But moving,
5 weeks, you know, god
this isn't
damn.
about me. This isn't about the biggest competition of the world. Like this is about the world.
Yeah, but again, with Joe Jordan, when you think about it, right, he went 9 for 9.
Yeah.
Do you
The
know what I
thing
mean?
is, he did say that he went in like he knew he could have pulled more, which he fucking could have. He could have easily added another 15 spots.
Mm-hmm.
That flew. And that could have been the difference between him coming first. Anyone could have won it on the day, right? But I
Oh
think
yeah,
he won it. He just wanted to like know he can go for a solid 9 to 9, sorry, 9 for 9 and build on the total. And
Mm-hmm.
he knows he's got a lot more in the tank, man. So I just wanted to basically just give a big shout out to him because he was solid on the day, man. I think he doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. I think he's definitely one to watch out for the next comp because
yeah,
he's
and plus as well, the choice he made about him moving to USVI, that tells you like every single year he will turn up to World.
Yeah,
Do
he
you know what I mean?
secured his
So
position.
yeah, it secures it, so he doesn't need to. He's almost like let me go and perform and put something on the board that will build a base for the year after. Because what 697.5, the one the winning was 707. So realistically,
10
seven
kilos
seven point
away.
five is 20. Is it 10? Yeah.
10 kilos away.
So yeah, I mean 10 kilos away. That's one miss, one pull. You know what I mean? So he's gonna come back. We'll see him definitely.
yeah, 100%, man. But
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing weight class, amazing battle all around. That was phenomenal. I mean, realistically speaking, we had five, maybe six guys who could have pulled for the win. I mean, Alexander Ericsson had an amazing comp. Unfortunate with the last deadlift, which he missed out, which would give him a 700 plus total. Also, Kyoto just unlucky again. The final pull, everything. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I wish the man well, and I hope he's doing well. But just unfortunate after such an amazing squat grinder for his third attempt. Also, that was insane. That was beyond Panagrind. He paused, continued, paused, and then kept on going towards the end. It was insane. And then obviously Joe Jordan, he's looked amazing, but you've got to give respect to Pana. And Garcia looked strong from squats to bench. And then as soon as the door was open, Pana stepped up and said, I'm willing to take the shot. And he did take the shot. He pulled that last deadlift. It just came out on grip, which was unfortunate. And it was good. It's unfortunate because obviously he's placed third, right? But he went on his shield and he had it there. It just slipped out. And obviously Kasim Sang was basically waiting in the background for basically Garcia and Pana to mess up. And they did miss the last deadlifts. Garcia more than his last deadlift, unfortunately. And Kasim Dang played a good game and he won. So congratulations to the man. All three athletes are amazing. And then obviously we'll be getting this rematch back in China. So exciting times.
I mean, talking about Kyoto, right? I, Kendrick is gonna kill me on this one. I asked Kendrick, "Have you fixed Kyoto, please?" Kendrick looked at me and was like, "We'll find out later when the meet." And then when the meet finished, I looked at him. Oh my god, we used to see Kendrick. He almost like fucking dug a hole and died. I was like, damn. Okay, I want to ask. I've got lifting to do on Tuesday. So yeah.
before we close out the 66ers, though, just a quick question for both of you. Alexander Ericsson, does he stay at 66 or do you reckon he needs to go to 7 pools again?
It stay 66. It's his first meet. I feel like this is basically a Tim Monagatti situation. The first one will always be rough, but you get better from it. So
Yeah.
he's basically done a 66 cut on the harshest stage in the world. So I'm guessing by the time he goes, he's got his Swedish fish, got omegas, he's comfortable at home. That 66 total is going to be 700 plus. And he's going to be coming into the next world as a challenger in the A group also. So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. The 74s is locked off, unfortunately. Honestly, the 74s is a mission. So if I was a 74, I'll be looking to cut to 59s right now. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a sticky one. So I'll stay
Probably have more of a
66.
chance going to 83s than fucking just saying.
So yeah, I'll be looking to either move up or down.
Oh man. All right. 57s during
57 is Jad. You know what I mean? It's Jad Jacob, for sure. Especially not having Natalie Richard. It was just about how much Jad is willing to push, the world record. So, which I was so happy the fact that he went for the junior world record rather than the senior world record, which is really good. That means she kept that world record at 519. So She has got a chance to get some checks at Sheffield on that one. It was just about how much she want to squat and bench and deadlift, and especially now, breaking news, everyone are listening, Jada will be doing juniors,
Fair enough.
right? So, I mean, she literally messaged me. She literally messaged me. She said, "Oh, but yeah," she literally told me, "Oh, I'm just about to confirm to you that I'm gonna be doing juniors." I was like, "Thank you, that's a breaking news. Thank you very much." But yeah, so it was just about how much you were willing to win this one for. But again, to me, in this weight class is the return of Bobby Butter.
Oh,
That's a good
Bobby
one.
squat looked on point.
Mm-hmm.
She could have broken the world record, easily on that third. It was no grind, nothing. She's just smashed it out of the park. And then, of course, Bobby has always had a bench. You know what I mean? I think she's benched more than everybody else in that weight class anyway. And her deadlift is start coming up. So what? 192 now.
Yeah,
I even
it's finally ahead of her squats.
yeah, exactly. So I even spoke to her after that. She was saying to me like, "Oh, the way prep was going, our top end was about 200 kilos."
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? So that's massive. So it means she started creeping up, which is a really good thing. She came second there, clinched her place to the World Games. Um, of course, we had our own Adejoke there. I mean, Adejoke she loaded 215, in that
On the
last pull,
deadlift.
the
What
deadlift,
was impressive for me about Adejoke? I believe Adejoke is going to score a world record one day. I
100%,
don't,
same.
I don't
100%.
know. I honestly feel like whether it's going to be this year or next year, I'm not sure. But that 182.5 she attempted and the speed at which she came up with, I said this girl, woman rather, is going to be squatting a world record very soon.
100%. She will. She will.
Our friend Joy, sort yourself out, please, and sort this woman out so she can get her world record and carry on. But it was very, very impressive. Very impressive
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah. To see how even her bench is going up, even that one, the 82.5, they loaded, it was just to save her on the deadlift. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Because it flew. On the deadlift, of course, she had to overreach a little bit because this is world. When the place is open for you to pull, you pull for a place on the podium, or you pull for a medal on the single lift. That's what she did. Unfortunately, it didn't come out. But again, I have to mention Savon. She did an amazing job. She went in with 470 and she came out with 480 against someone who's creeping. So it's coming up there. So the French, they are literally turning out to have those 257, which is again an amazing thing. I mean, another breaking news here for us is Joy might be dropping down to 57 next year. So, so the Joker gonna have to start squatting like 5 days a week because that ain't gonna be easy.
That
You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah.
I
100%. Yeah.
think she did mention
Yeah,
it on notes to me,
yeah,
but we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought Joy did amazingly well. We'll get to it when we get to the 63s, obviously, because that was an amazing
yeah,
battle. But I mean, shout
yeah,
out to the two women who represented us on the 59 stage or 57.
yeah.
Boys, the 74s. Before we even start this, Perks actually did tell me during you before we even start, you owe him an apology, man. So we have to do this on a pod, unfortunately. So on the previews, actually, you know what? I say you owe him an apology, but what everyone actually doesn't know is that I edited that clip. You actually didn't say
Exactly.
that.
You got me in trouble. You know when
I,
I go to World War, everyone literally were asking me like, "How you doubting Perks? You hate Americans that much that you doubting the best powerlifter that ever lived." I was like, all of that is spin work. It's got nothing to do about what I said.
so
Listen to
just for
the
the
whole
listeners,
pod,
yeah,
and you know.
just so the listeners know for context, Jurin's actually said that Perks is gonna win. However, I did a little bit of editing and I took some words out, and it basically made it sound like Jurin said Perks isn't gonna win because Shell's gonna be hitting this. But yeah, but either way, it doesn't matter, Jurin. You still
My man said it doesn't matter.
anyway, guys, moving on. All right, cool. So this was obviously the one that everyone was waiting for because we obviously wanted to see Perks back in the IPF, see what he can do, see if he can break that disgusting toll that he hit in his last comp. And to be fair, guys, were you lot disappointed or did he live up to the hype?
Lived up to the hype, honestly. I was impressed he even squatted that heavy because I was thinking he'll play safe on the squats and actually push on the bench and deadlift instead. But that 311.5, I'll be honest with you, I gave the man 60%, 70% to get that squat. I don't know why, but I just felt like his second was strong. But I just felt like it's a lot of weight on the IPF stage. That's a huge percent of the world record. And if there's any hint, if there's a single red, the jury overturn it. That was pretty much guaranteed, especially for the heavy squat records and how much the weight was. But he buried it and he powered through with it, and he still had an amazing bench and squat session. So honestly, Perk is the man. He's proved himself on the local stage, national stage, international stage. As of right now, Perk is number one in the world, and no one else can take that away from him.
I think that was the first time we've ever seen him actually like struggle a little bit on the squat. Because normally in this training,
Everything's flying.
we've
It was
seen
still a fast squat too.
him struggle, but like, oh shit.
I think it was a little bit that whether you're Austin Perkins or who you are, when you're on that IPF stage, the nerves is a little bit there because you've never met these judges. You know what I mean? And they don't care if you're Austin Perkins or not. You know, they don't give a shit. All they care about is people getting the views. Do you know what I mean? So to be honest with you, Perks, you know, he made everybody proud and he's earned a lot of respect on that performance. Because if you watch his second pull deadlift, and you watch it, you're thinking, do you know what? It's one world. He could have just passed the last pull.
Could have easily, yes.
Do you know what I mean? But he didn't do it easy. He came in and took his last pull. You know, and that last pull, we all
That was
saw
so
it.
quick.
Do you know what I mean? So to me, it's just like, as Mo said, I think he's the best powerlifter that we have. So we gotta give him his flowers.
100%.
It just doesn't look right. 836 tall, man. It just doesn't.
It's disgusting. Even that the 311, bro. A 74 kilo squatting 311. These are the 105 squats.
120
You know?
squats at the end.
120 squats, bro.
120 plus an opening with 300.
You know? And then he's smoking it. I mean, again, like Shell, let's talk about what happened in Shell's bench. Did you guys watch it?
Oh my god.
I think it was just life, and I think this just highlights the difference between the young and the old to an extent. You know, you've got extra variables to deal with. I mean, he mentioned in the podcast I don't know if his child was ill or something, but just things going the way. He couldn't train as frequently as he wanted. He was on track for 840, which was amazing. And he broke the world record previously before Per came over, and I think he deserves a chance at Sheffield, if I'll be honest with you, which we can get to later as a wild card. But I think, irrespective of the performance, I think Kijel still had an amazing day. To have two lifters go over 800 plus at the IPF stage is still massive, because previously no one had done it. Taylor Atwood had been teasing us back and forth for multiple years with that shitty 790 he'd always do all the time. But right now, the two lifters pushing the standards to an insane place. So respect to both of them.
100%, 100%. I mean, if there's an opportunity for him to get to Sheffield, it would be amazing, because he's as much as like we have got Perks doing what he's doing with the 74. Shell has held the fall for the 74 since last year. Do you know what I mean? Since last Euros, literally, he's done an amazing job with that class. Again, we have to mention Tim Monegardi there. He came in,
Well,
of course, he did what he did. I know he announced that he's going 83 for Sheffield, which is an amazing thing. He needs that because now he learned how to squat to death at the IPF stage. So going back up won't be a problem to him, because we know he scored over 300 at an 83. So yeah, hopefully we'll score that 360, because that's what he needs. And also, of course, there is Berglund's bench press, and the other guy from Chinese Taipei, the IPF. The IPF fucked up there massively.
Yes.
Massively. That world record should have been stayed Berglund. You know what I mean?
Fan still had the potential. Like that third attempt bench was easy, and he probably could have loaded an extra 2.55. So it depends on how you want to look at it. But realistically speaking, he was a massive judging error and a massive table error that should have not been allowed. And he was also brought to the jury, but the jury ignored it. So well and truly, it was a big mess up.
I feel like sometimes the IPF judges and jury, they have so much power, it's unbelievable. You know, it's almost like
It's not even power. It's weird because I felt a bit emotional about that, especially when we talk about Vicky from Australia in the earlier weight class. It feels like there are a lot of athletes that put in 6 months, 5 months of work into this one competition. And respect the judges, you're volunteering. Thank you so much for volunteering. But you're just getting people who just come in sitting down and then they judge their impact on 6 months of work. It's so large and there's almost like there's no consequence. It's like I fucked up, cool, I go back, that's it. While the lifter who has spent 6 7 months in training kind of has to go back, they've underperformed.
I mean,
um
look at the Australian. The girl spent $5,000 just to come and bomb out on the stage. It's not her fault.
it's
Do you
weird.
know what I mean?
It's
You
also
know.
ruining like the side of like you're actually scared to celebrate a lift now. It's like
Oh,
after
Oh
100, every
man,
single time there was a
man.
two one,
everyone was
no
just
one
like looking at
celebrated.
the light.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I mean, plus all these things I heard at the World, they're saying they might be talking about overturning 3-1 light. I was like, if they start doing that, we're all gonna stay home.
There's no point having judges on the platform. I've said
Yeah,
this
remove them.
before.
Yeah,
Just remove the judges and then put
Yeah.
3 cameras and then we'll have VR in slow-mo.
or,
And
ha-
then everybody will do it together.
or have
Men
the
say
viewers
VR.
have the viewers with a poll, and then we tick if it was a yes or no.
Trust me,
Fuck
that's
it.
how like they should do that.
That's
Let's just
bad.
get rid of the judges.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get the camera closer, you can get all the action shots. It'll be better.
Yeah, but that 74 class again. I know we've covered pretty much everything, but the standards on that class is ridiculous. You know, as long as Austin Perkins and Shell will be around, the rest of the pack, mate, boy, good
I'll give a
luck.
quick shout out as well to Joshua as well from Germany.
Right,
That is
right.
very consistent, man. Like 7.5
Consistent.
TB total as well. And what I love as well is that he's 38 years old. So he's doing it for the
Hey, army man also.
yeah.
So he's
I mean,
done his
It's
time,
mad.
man.
It's
got
mad.
his respect, man. He's getting stronger as the years progress. He's
Trust
someone
me.
that inspires myself and all the older lot. Not you, Mo, because you're still like fucking 19. So
Yeah, and you don't turn up to competitions.
Mad.
anyways. Right. 74's done, boys?
Hi,
Yeah. All right. Jurin.
63s.
63.
Oh,
I mean,
absolute battle.
Mo, you kick off the 63.
I mean, 63 was amazing flat out. I mean, highlights for me was Megan Scallion's bench. That was insane. What was it? 150. What was it again?
115 training. 115 training.
Oh, so it was
But
140 on the platform. I mean,
yeah,
that 140 was still very, very easy. I mean, she just had a consistent day and she did what she needed to do to win. That was it, plain and
yeah.
simple.
I mean, she didn't get it last September 144 because her back went up, but that's still half saving £5,000 for Sheffield.
Basically.
Literally.
And
That's
then
how I saw it.
yeah, and then we had oh honestly, you've got to give the Italians respect here. I mean, the Italian lifters and the Italian handing team and coaches, it was they defended that position perfectly, both of them. And it was almost like it was a mini battle against themselves, but the battle, because they were so close, they basically locked off everyone else from the podium. That was an amazing two and third defense and attack at the same time. So amazing performance. I mean, Chiara and Sarah. I mean, Chiara finally got the one up on Sarah, but still, that was a close battle. I mean, when you have lifted, they matched the same squat, only
I
2.5
know.
gap on the bench, and
And
same
imagine the same
deadlift, bro.
deadlift.
That's defense. There's nothing else you can do
What do
there.
you think?
And
Now, what do you think goes through the coaches' heads? Because
No,
obviously, it's,
no, I give that to the Italian. I think that match, them two, to me, that was the best handling on the women's side.
yep, and they didn't fuck. It was weird because they didn't fuck up each other. They
No,
did
no.
it so well that they defended. Like it was like, okay, I'm defending your spot, you're defending my spot, but I'm also gonna go for your spot at the same time. You know, it was perfect combo. That was insane to watch, honestly. And Sarah's final deadlift, talk about heart. That was amazing. So it was that was it locked off, basically.
Yeah. And then,
Um,
of course, there's Joy there, that world record. What else can we say about Joy? You know, every time I talk about her, I can't find words to describe what she does on the platform. She has what world record in what deadlift world record in 3 weight classes.
yeah.
50,
Now
52. Is he what was he? It used to be 52 before he was broken.
Yes.
57, and now 63.
63, 69.
You know what I mean? It's just,
No, sorry,
man,
63. Does she have 60?
yeah.
No, she doesn't have 69. So she used
No,
to
no,
have
no.
63, 57, and 52, but 52 has been
52.
taken.
Bro,
God damn.
52 and 57 has been taken. But, bro, but look.
I think in GB she has 50, 69 though. Oh
Oh,
no,
yeah,
she never
yeah,
weighed
yeah,
that
yeah,
heavy.
yeah. In
Has she
GB,
ever?
she has, in GB, she has go 52, 57, and 6. No, she's not, she doesn't have 69. 69 is
Oh,
a new
okay.
weight class, yeah. But,
Oh, okay,
yeah, but
okay.
again, like, it's just unbelievable what she does on the platform, you know? And how she does it, it's just ridiculous. So you
You know
gotta
what?
give
You know
that to
what I
her.
think it is though. She's just so chilled. She's literally there for vibes. She's just having the best
Bro,
time. She comes out relaxed. She's even talking to people. Bro, I swear to God, I heard her talk to someone in the audience. I don't know who it
bro,
was, but she said something.
bro, full-time world champion, two different weight classes. Do you think she has the pressure?
Bro, no, no, but what I'm saying is, like, she doesn't hype herself up. She doesn't go out doing the ishtiyak where she's screaming like a. She doesn't do any of that. She walks. She still read her books.
But that girl
Oh
is
my
incredible.
days.
Yeah,
She
she's
just comes out
incredible. You
so
gotta give,
relaxed and she fucking
yeah.
pulls anything she needs to on a day, man. She's different. Something else.
She's just crazy. But yeah, again, you see her what 5'11", which is it's not too bad. But she
Mm-hmm.
says she wanna go down to 57, so
That'll
which
be
is gonna
exciting
be
to see.
good for us in terms of like filling that weight class with killers as always. So it's gonna be interesting to see where she goes. But kudos to the Italian, as I said, the handling in that weight class was just mad. And
Mm-hmm.
Megan Scanlon again as a mom, 2 times world champion, back to back, bro. Do you know what I mean? And so not even back to back. She won in 2022. Last year was Corolla, and this year she won. So do you know what I mean? It's just yeah, it's incredible, mate. I think she has is now. I can easily say she has got a 63 locked,
Yep.
literally. You know, until someone come out. So yeah, let's see what the Italians got. But yeah, she's going to
Right.
Sheffield. So yeah.
The main event, boys. The
Main
main event.
event, boys. Main event,
83.
boys. You'll do the drum roll. Boss man, give us a breakdown.
Before we kick this one off, right? Before we kick this one off, every time we talk about 83s, right? Or when you hear about 83s, when King of the Lifts talks about it, like Ryan, he talked about 83s and stuff like that, he always kicks it off with the story, oh, the Brett Gibbs and Russ battle. Da, da.
It's not even that he's been doing.
No, no, I
Ryan,
know.
I don't know if Ryan's gonna listen to this, but he's now
Now,
been doing the Ross versus Perk era. It's no
now,
longer Brett Gibbs versus
that
Ross.
needs to be done. Now, whenever I hear about 83 battle, if you're not talking about Jurin's against Russ, go do another hobby, another sport, because I don't want to hear about it. This needs to be a battle that everyone talks about for years to come, because this was the probably hands down the best thing we've ever seen ever in powerlifting. The best
I
battle,
mean,
hands down.
the amount the volume you could hear it as soon as that attempt change was handed in. You
It
could
wasn't even
hear it on
from
the
that.
other side.
It wasn't even from that. It was from the get, like from even before, like the whole hype about it. You know, the leading up to it, everyone was all like pretty much a lot. I would say 90% of people were like Team Russ. They knew they
91%. That's what SPD basically gave him.
91%
91%.
Team Russ to win. All the posts that were like about Sheffield, Russ only needs this amount for Sheffield. Durin's was like down there. Like everything was highlighted for us. And I understand, obviously, because of the following and stuff and who he is, that you know what I mean? I get it. But no one gave Durin's a chance. And this is what we love so much. It was almost like an underdog story, right? All the Americans were talking about the sweep, talking about Russ, talking about this and that. And then this happened. Now let's talk about what happened. Durin's.
I mean, to be fair, right? Again, people gave me 9%. They gave Ross 91, as you said. They rightly so to do that because people were talking
I don't
about
think they
this.
gave me 9%. I ain't gonna lie. That 9% was split between you and Enna. So
Yeah,
maybe you
true.
had
True, true, true.
4.5.
Maybe I had four. No, no, because of Enna deadlift, probably like I had three, bro. You
Durin's
know what I mean?
voted for himself.
Yeah.
It was just
I
that
think
vote.
I think for me, right, I think it was rightfully so for people to give Russ all the flowers leading into this one because until then he was what he did in the IPF, you know, and he left. Of course, it's almost like we've been chasing that performance, that total, and
True.
then Delaney broke a
Hmm.
Sheffield this year, but he was still the man. So
He was still the
to
man,
me,
true.
like I've said this, I went to this one thinking Russ was going to total 860, 870. But as I said in the podcast, I said, my only chance to beat Ross if Ross misses squat. That's my only chance to beat Ross. You know, and because I put Ross to be able to score 335, 340, I swear to God, hand down. You know what I mean? I know people talk about his depth and all of that stuff, but as a lifter, as a competitor, you just have to prep for your challenge, your competition to have a perfect day. Do you know what I mean? And Ross is someone that's never missed an IPF international stage. He's always done a perfect day. But to me, it was just like, I just had to do what I needed to do. Right? I knew if I gave 3 squats, I had a weapon of the deadlift that people never knew that I had. Right? Because me and Christian, when we prepped for this one, the deadlift is the one that was shocking both of us. Every time I was doing a top hand deadlift, I mean single deadlift, I would pull it, Christian would be like, fuck it, now your deadlift is better than me. I'm a 360 puller. Things you're doing, I can't do it. You know, it is a joke as we joke about it, left, right, and center, but that gave us an indication where the deadlift was. So my deadlift top hand leading to this one, it was between 355 to 360. And if I need 365, I will load you on the bar. But even you guys in the chat, I didn't tell you what my top end was. I was just showing you guys what I was doing in training, but the top end was already set there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, leading to this.
I mean, after you posted that 322.5, was it for 3 or 4 years?
7, wasn't it?
For 4. I knew I already knew where your top end was gonna be straight away because I was like, bro, I can barely do 320 for 4. So I think it was nuts. What I was most impressed, obviously, was your bench, and I thought that, to be honest with you, I was messaging Espinal saying, bro, they've left kilos on his bench.
So this is
I'd
what
like,
we talk about. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, bro, why? I'm lucky I wanted to pull Marshall. I was like, bro, what are you playing at? We've left solid kilos there because, I mean, you left 2 kilos on the squat. You could have gone 312.5, maybe even 315 if you needed. Bench 187.5, 190 looked like it was there. That third bench was easy. And Delius, obviously, I was even surprised. That 350 moved like an opener or second at best. So, amazing day all round. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it
gotta
was
give
a
the man
great
his
day. It
praise.
was a great day. The thing is, like, even when I think the story, if I would just keep it short, when I was competing, I didn't know who did what, who was where. In my head, I thought Russ squatted at 330, 345, and I benched it, and even until the deadlift. So the thing that shocked me was my opener. I declared it 312.5 opener deadlift. So when we sat in that room, I was expecting for me to go first at 312, Russ, or Russ to go first and me. That's what I was expecting, and the end at the last. I was saying to myself, literally, I was thinking like Russ, me, Yanis, and Anna. That's literally the order I was expecting it. And then when everybody started going, I just sat there. I had my white towel in. At one point, when Russ stood up to approach the bar, to approach his turn, I'll go up because I felt like, yeah, I'm going to go after Russ anyway. And then Paul said to me, sit down. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I sat down and I saw like King Kaf win, Yanis win, and I'm thinking like, what the fuck is that deadlift of mine? And so when I stood up to wait, all I saw is they remove the yellow, they put the blue. I was like, fucking now Paul want to make me start with 315. This is gonna be fucked. I've never opened with 315 in my life. And then they put a biscuit. I was like, yeah, this is even worse. Jesus.
Wasn't it?
No, 317. So
317.5.
at that point I was thinking, okay, I'm pulling 317 to cover everyone up to 4th place. So I'm just gonna take them back to So me literally was like, I'm pulling 317 as opener to cover everyone up to 4th. So in my head, so I'm just gonna take the fight to Enna and Ross, because Enna, we know Enna had the pull, he's gonna load, right? So when I put the 317, I came out of I knew 317 would fly, because in my head, literally, I could have opened with 325. It would not have bothered me. Literally, I said, look, open with 325 would not have bothered me, because I knew my second attempt would be between 330 and 340. I knew that's where my second attempt would be, because that's what me and Christian literally we trained for. It didn't bother me. And then of course, I pulled it first. The second one, at this point, I was expecting Russ to go 330 or 335 a second, and I saw 325 on the bar for him. He pulled it, And I looked at the way he pulled it. In my head, I was thinking, okay, he has about 15 kilos left, 10, 15 kilos left in him. And I sat there at this point as well. Paul put me in a position where I can't even see the screen. In terms of like to see where Russ is. Yeah. And then Anna, of course, pulled, and I didn't even know that Anna did. No, the 367, he pulled the opener. The 388, he did that meme, he did it to say, I didn't even know that was happening, I swear. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool, it is what it is. And I think the only pull I saw that the lifter fell, it was when Kathy dropped.
Yeah, Kathy was.
That's the only thing I saw. And then when the third round came in, the second round came in, Paul loaded 332 and a half. He just said to me, you see the same way you pulled the 317, pulled it the same way as like, but literally said to me like, but be careful at the top. Because if you exert too much power on that lift, I will load you again. So when I came to, because I knew how fast that 332 will move, because my second attempt in my head, I had 340. When he loaded 332, I was like, oh, this is going to be, I'm going to yeet this shit, right? So I was worried at the top. I was like, so I have to make sure I break off the ground, but when I lock, I don't have to be too fast at the top, because I'm going to literally lose it. Because if you look at that lift, if you go and look at that 332, look at the top, you will see. You will see that little bit in, that movement. That's what was worrying me. And it's, again, for me, it was just like, yeah. And then Ross came in, pulled 335. As soon as he pulled the 330, even before he wanted to pull the 335, I was next to him. Because I knew they loaded 342 and a half for me. I said, before even the change, I was like, Ross, please. At least I said to him, Ross, go and smash this. Smash this so hard so Paul can load that bar for me. Because I wanted from him to get up to that 360, see how you're going to feel for me. Because at this point, I felt like if Ross pulled the 335, Ross is going to be around 850, 855. So I will need a 360 because I don't have nothing to lose. So Ross went, even Mark Gary looked at me when I was saying to Ross, go and smash this. Mark Gary looked at me. And Ross pulled. Where I knew that Ross lost, when Ross celebrated at 335, he did not celebrate how Ross should be celebrating at the last pull. Because for someone that guaranteed a win, the celebration, like the people like the likes of Ross and Perkins, you expect the emotion, you expect the vibe. But all he did is, he just did that and walk off the platform. And that's when I smiled. I was like, something is interesting about to happen. And Paul loaded 350. Before I come out, he said to me, do you want to be a world champion? I was like, what are you talking about? What? What do you mean world champion? He was like, if you pull that, you're a world champion. I said to him, I said, I needed 360 and you giving me 350. That's why that smile came on the platform.
So when you got on the platform, you instantly knew it was
getting. Oh yeah. I don't know that. I had no doubt on that one. So when I came in as well, like when I was questioning the platform, I was saying to my boy, I said, even talking about it now is a little bit emotional. I was saying that I'm doing this for you. This is why I left you at home. I came here for. I'm going to do this for you. And then literally, guys, I was in my own bubble. I said in a podcast, I could hear him calling me. But because the noise was so much, that's how I had to shush people. When I shushed, it was not because I wanted calm. I just shushed because I couldn't hear it anymore. When I shushed everyone, I heard him calling me again for the second time. And I said, if you watch it, me saying to myself, don't worry, son, I got this. That's why I did it. So, yeah, the rest is history.
And you know when you did this, did you expect everyone, though, the whole fucking arena to literally go silent like it did? But I've never seen anything like it. That was wild. He just went, and it was wild.
Yeah.
You hear a pin drop. It was wild, honestly.
Yeah. I heard even some of the referee came to me, they were telling me, when you did that, when the whole place went quiet, even us, we were worried to even cough. you know, Gaston was watching it in the meeting they had. He said when everyone went quiet, Gaston, it was like even in the meeting we all went quiet.
The thing is, I've watched that video. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I've seen it over 100 times, right? And if you actually listen to it, Mo, you probably heard it as well. Someone actually says something. I don't know if he says "Come on, Jurin."
That was Joey.
Oh, who was it?
Joey. It was like.
So when let's go. Everyone was like, they were like, shut up, that is up.
Yeah. It was a good one, guys. It was a good one. I mean, it was a good one. I'm grateful I've been given the honor and the chance to go up against a lifter like Russ and the Enna and the rest. Is something like, I mean, I wasn't anticipating for me to have such an amazing day, but I was anticipating the strength because I knew the prep leading to World is something we did something I've never done in the 8 years I've been lifting, where you don't push in training.
Mm-hmm.
We did not push at all. The only thing that we push in training, you boys are my witness, is only the bench press. We bench over 180. Deadlift, we did not pull anything over 240, 340. Squat, we did not squat anything over 305. You know, nothing was pushed. Everything was held back. We said, look, again, I talk about it too much time. I'm too old for me to start pushing these big numbers. Let me do what I need to do to stay healthy and go to World. Whatever is there, I will take. That's what happened for me. So, to be honest, I didn't know I broke the world record until Ross told me himself later on. He was like, bro, you broke the world record. I was like, fuck. No way. Did I?
It was.
I just thought I won. I didn't even know about how much. You know, I only found out about the road when I got changed and then we're walking to the platform. I was like, oh, why did I told you? And then he said to me, 8:45. I was like, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what happened.
The fact that you beat Russ, right? It's almost like everyone completely forgot that you got a Sheffield invite, you go to the World Games, you literally become world champion. It was almost like everyone just said you beat Russ and that was it. Like
That was the most
that was
important
like
thing, man.
the most important thing. And some
That's
people
the
was like,
most
wait,
important
he's
thing.
actually going to Sheffield. And then that's when we started
Yeah.
talking. People was always like, wait, he's fucking going to Sheffield. Like, what the fuck? But one of the
Wow.
things I had for you as well, though, it's interesting that you said that, Jurin, about the whole this is the first time you haven't been pushing everything to the max. Because Mo's actually been someone. I'll give Mo I'll give Mo his credit here because Mo is someone that actually did say this ages ago in the group chat. He did say that you don't necessarily need to be pushing big numbers in training because Mo,
Yeah.
your standard training is like that as well, right? Where you just
I told you, man, I'm an old man. It's perfect. I can't be doing the heaviest squatting prep and then hoping to then surpass that on platform. I think every lift is different. I think Durance is a natural workhorse. He can do the volume. I've told you this, Durance. I told you, Durance, if you give Durance to squat 305 times, you squat 305 times. But I've said it, you don't need to. Just because he can do it doesn't mean you need to do it. And I think this is where you have to give credit to the coaching team behind Durance. They were able to realize that yes, the man can do the work, he can push hard, but well and truly, the end game of the competition, performing on the platform is what matters, not what you do in the training. And it's all
Yeah.
about building momentum. And that momentum was built and everything was set up perfectly.
I think credit as well to Paul and Will and Jacob.
Yes,
The
the handling
reality
team was
is,
amazing.
I mean, Paul, the numbers he put on the bar, it was almost like, until now, I haven't watched the whole meet yet. Right? Fun enough, I've watched Malta 3 times since I came home, but I have not watched Lithuania.
I've never
The
watched
numbers.
Malta yet.
I think. I mean, Paul's gonna hear this. He's probably gonna hate me. I went to this meeting with PTSD of Malta, and Paul went to this meeting with PTSD of handling me at Malta. Do you know what I mean? And the numbers he put on the bar, almost like he knew those numbers, he knew what to put for me to get 9 for 9 day. Because one thing for sure, I will post even my competition spreadsheet later on. If you look at my competition spreadsheet and the numbers that Paul put on that platform, bro, guys, bang on. Bang on. The only number that he took back is only the squat and the bench press. Instead of going for the plan A, he went for, I think, B or something like that. So realistically, like, he needed to put those numbers for me to get where I was. It's almost like someone that could see the future, because every attempt I was taking, even my last attempt, I was literally to myself, I was like, oh my God, the energy's there. After this squat, I said, 6 more lift. I did a bench, I was like, 3 more lift. I did my second deadlift, I was like, the energy I have right now, if Paul load 350, 360, there's no way that was there on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So
also
he did an amazing job.
also need to
So
give
yeah,
him credit as well because this is one thing that we haven't spoken about. During we did chat about this yesterday. Is about his selection as well. So
Hmm.
a lot of people were also talking about a while ago about why isn't Ade on the team. Like, why is Paul not taking Ade? Why is Paul taking Durance? Obviously, because Ade did that total at Arnold's, was it? Yeah.
825. I'm
You
pulled for
got,
840.
I mean, Paul knew what he was doing. Clearly, he picked the right person. You fucking didn't disappoint. You showed
I
what.
mean, it's a reflect during his 814 training. This is where I'm a bit confused by everyone saying the performance was out of the world or it was an upset. You hit 814 training on an SBD day at the end of a fatigued state, at the end of a prep, right? If you're hitting 840 at the end of a prep, that translates to, hey, you have 840 plus. But for some fucking reason, everyone just forgot and everyone just kind of went Ross. And in my head, I was running numbers and I was saying, if Ross squats less than 320, he did 321 to be fair to him, it's game on. That was it. And I did not expect Ross. What I actually thought Ross would do was go 325, 327.5 on his second. They went 321. That was surprising to me, right? But as soon as he missed that final attempt, that was it. It was pretty much play your game plan, don't miss a single attempt, and everything's locked off. And Paul Marsh executed perfectly on that. So
One
100%,
last question.
100%.
One last question before we move on, though, is Jurin's. Obviously, you've got, and this is something that we've spoken about as well. We've always made jokes about it too, but it's just something that we need to talk about as well on the pod. You've got a history of having the best training, Jurin's, where you're fucking doing tons of volume for like some fucking 90% of your 1 rep max. Training's going amazing, but then on comp day, it just doesn't go for you. Like, what changed this time around? Like, what? Obviously, I don't want you to go into depth with like specific numbers and stuff. Obviously, and we don't want to give any of that away. But is there anything you can tell us of what's changed in your training to take you to this next level? Because the way you've been these last two comps has been fucking amazing. Like, you've completely changed as a lifter. Like, in terms of like the way you don't even tempo your squats anymore. Number one, and just
he
straight
still paused it.
what he.
But that squat could have been a lot quicker.
You know, he's never gonna believe it.
Oh,
He's
I
never
can't
gonna.
fuck it. You know, the first thing
Durance is a
the,
320 plus squatter. So those legs will unlock it eventually. I know they will.
But what changed during like?
I think it's just the programming because now I brought Christian in. He's doing things differently now in terms of like even the frequency is more about he's looking into the tonnage that I push every single week, you know, just making sure, as Mo always said, making sure that recovery is on point. So if I don't recover, it's almost like he intend to pull everything back just for me to get that recovery. So we're focusing more on the recovery rather than pushing weight. So I think that's the only thing that's changed really. But apart from that, everything is just being consistency and just the love of doing it every single day. But the programming in terms of like looking the tonnage is massive. That's played a massive part into my training. So yeah, I'm not pushing anymore. Now like I'm not worried anymore if I only deadlift like 300 in training. And I know in comp I can get 330, 340. Literally I'm becoming now that's just like normal lifter like everybody else.
And before we leave you alone now for good, because obviously you're going to be annoying telling us that you're the world champion every fucking day of our
No, I'm still a Hall of Famer, bro. Don't worry.
life. Sheffield's rematch. The
I mean,
rematch
people.
everyone's talking about.
I mean, people calling it rematch. People can call it whatever they want. To me, it's just like another comp. Do you know what I mean? To me, just another comp. Go there, get 9 for 9 day, and dip. Do you know what I mean? I don't care whether all these rematch thing, all these world record, all these checks. I don't think I need money. I don't. All I need is just go in there, get another 9 for 9. You know, I don't want to break this momentum I have going. So I just want to keep that spirit going forward. So that's to me, that's why it's in my head. It's another comp. I'm going there for 9 for 9. If that 9 for 9 is not enough for me to win, or 9 for 9 is not enough for me to get place top 4, top 3, or second, then it is what it is. As long as 9 for 9, I'm alright. So yeah, I told Christian start working, start thinking about the plan. So hopefully he can give me some of his kilos because he's been giving me some kilos away, especially on that deadlift. I
Bro,
pulled
you
more
did
than him.
860, bro. I don't think he gave you any kilos this time around. You're still collecting from Joey. But actually, Joey also went up.
So yeah, Sheffield
Sheffield's the
to me
one
again.
donating right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the plan is 9 for 9
And
SP.
don't worry.
Yeah, but let's mention Enna, man. 4 or 5. guys.
Yeah, that was insane.
It moved. It
The
moved.
balls to do
moved.
that is also insane.
It moved, bro.
The
It came
balls
off the
to
floor.
do that is also insane.
You know what I mean? It came off the floor. So yeah, it was a good one. It's a good one. So we all three were going to the World Games. So yeah, in China.
But ladies and gents, we're gonna leave it there. Look at Jurin's face. He's confused. Guys, we're going to leave it there because obviously this has been a long video. So we're going to do this in 2 different parts. Obviously, we've covered quite a few classes here. What we're going to do, we're going to do another episode where we're going to drop the rest of the classes. Because obviously we don't want to bore you too much with too much information in one video. So that way it keeps it nice and separate between the two. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that shit. Comment. Jurin is racist. All that shit that you don't normally do.
Oh, you know our world, right? People keep on literally asking me for real. They said, "Are you actually racist?" You need to stop that, bro. Fucking hell, I'm going
Especially the Hall
Sheffield,
of
so you
Fame,
need to
bro.
stop that.
Bro,
I'm a Hall of
trust me.
Famer, bro. I need to be an example to my nation. So
Imagine
fucking hell,
doing the
stop
Sheffield preview video. This is a racist.
or we can have T-shirts for Jurin's saying I'm a racist for Sheffield.
There, let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Calm down, bro. Calm down. Please stop that shit.
All right,
You know?
guys. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get ready for part 2. That's going to be coming next straight after this one anyways. All right. Guys, peace.
Thank you.